Oh boy. We is up in this motherfucker. Hmm. Well, we just wait on the people to get in the building. You know what I'm saying? The case app is looking funny in the back. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all know what I'm talking about? We ain't want to even do y'all like that. What's poppin'? Sell more footage in the building. You know what I'm saying? Hey, let me tell y'all something. Before y'all get to see KSAP and all his elaborate stuff, you know that's my light skinned brother. We just like to welcome y'all in the show. And we ain't gonna do no big introduction today. Cause y'all know who KSAP is. Y'all know what we do. My light skinned friend from the north side of the Dallas area is sitting down there in his luxurious studio. And he gonna kick some facts for y'all today. I know y'all been watching KSAP stream for a minute, but damn it, he in the building.
Yo, what's poppin' snacks?
What up, boy?
Hey, we here, man. Look, like you said, we don't need no introduction, man. Everybody know who we are, man. Everybody know who Big Snacks is. Everybody know who KSAP is, man. You know, if y'all don't know who we are now, man, y'all better get to know us, man. Cause like we said, new Cleveland, new media, man. Nothing but facts over feelings, man. So y'all sit back and relax, man. Y'all come on in, man. Like I said, man, if you ain't joined the membership of our communities, man, join the memberships, man. And do it that way. So that's how we do it.
Correct. That's how we get down. And with all the things that have been popping off this week, y'all know we concentrating mainly on Todd Monken, Mary Kay Cabot, and the bullcrap that has taken place this week. So what I wanted to do today, what we haven't done all week, we gonna go through this interview of Todd Monken, because he went to 92.3 The Fan, sat down, dropped some bombs, upset some people, flipped the whole apple cart over, just demolished the entire apple cart. But before we get this thing started, we're going to acknowledge Shadur's graduation from CU today.
What's up? We at graduation. Say what's up. It's called excellence, man. It's excellence. What's up? We at graduation. Say what's up. It's called excellence, man. It's excellent.
All I'm saying is, nephew got them papers today. And if you can't salute and celebrate that, then something's just wrong with you. Because that's an accomplishment that everybody, when you are born into this world, your parents beat into your head education. Graduating high school, graduating college. And for a lot of us, don't get that opportunity. I was one that was able to go to graduate high school, graduate college. Arizona State, if y'all don't know, because y'all should know, because you hear me talk about it all the time. Arizona State is my alma mater. You know, I am a extinguished Sun Devil alumni. Don't get it twisted. We was in the Pac-10 back then. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, we was in the Pac-10. We wasn't in this whack-ass Big Ten crap. You know what I'm talking about. So, you know, we was distinguished back then. But that is a hell of an accomplishment for anybody. You know, Shador is from a prominent family, and that doesn't lessen what he's done. It makes it only more spectacular because he is a football player, and most football players graduate college after they retire from the NFL. Shador made it a point to get his degree right now. Finish this, get it out the way. Most NBA players get their degree after they retire. Shador made it a point to get his right now, his second year in the NFL. So you must acknowledge that is a hell of a feat. And now, you know we finna get spicy when I put the shades on. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. I called KSAP this morning. KSAP ain't at home. KSAP called me back. Like, look, man, I'm out here in these streets. I'm doing some things. I'm gonna be back home in a minute. Tell y'all a secret. KSAP ain't been home 30 minutes. Now, mind you, KSAP my dog. We putting some other things together on the back end of what we doing right here. We about to stretch this thing out and put it to the test. Because what we do is entertaining. It ain't as entertaining as some, but we plan to be better than others. And I see your Snacks, you a cute dog. Sell more for dog. Look, don't insult me like that. Don't do me like that, dog.
Get him, Snacks.
Don't do me like that. This man asked me, was I a cute dog? My feelings hurt. I ain't running around my house barking, dog. I'm too pretty for that shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That should let you know what I am right there. I'm too damn pretty.
Too pretty for that, huh?
You be walking around barking and shit.
Yeah.
No, we're not doing that. That man said, AKA. See, that would be KSAP. He light skinned. He fit that side of the plug.
I don't do that. I ain't no fraternity dude, man. Look, I got my own fraternity. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look.
But it is.
I let y'all represent that.
No, but we gonna get into this thing, man. Get this thing popping off, and we gonna go over this entire Todd Monken interview because it is worth going over, because I couldn't get a lot of the things I wanted to do with that podcast, with that interview done, because it was just too much. It was a lot. And I need to switch accounts because I don't want to have no commercials when we do this thing. When we do this thing, we ain't getting no commercial effect. So y'all might as well get ready. I know y'all done watched G. Bush talk about it this morning. You know, y'all done seen a few other people, but ain't nobody gonna do it like I do it. Like the young KSAP do it. Y'all know we at the 10-minute mark. So y'all know what that means, right? Time to get the show started.
They know what it means.
It's time to get the show started.
So y'all come on in and get y'all feet wet.
Sit back. Get your popcorn. Hope you got your juices, because I'm finna go get my drink bottle while we get this thing started. Welcome to the Sports Life Trio Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Me, myself, I am the one and only Big Snacks, and my light-skinned friend is KSAP of the Simply Ballin' Podcast. If you don't know, now you know. Let's go.
Yeah. Big snacks. Big snacks. The KSAP on the mic, yeah. We talking sports, real life all night, yeah. Welcome to Sports Life. Bring the whole tribe. Where the game meets the grind and the truth ride. She in the talk, coach crime in the frame. Every move got us locked, every play got a name. NFL, NBA, WNBA 2. Angel Reese with the fire, Ajay Wilson 2. Texas in the house, let the whole world hear. Culture in the cut, and the vision clear. Best sports podcast on YouTube, that's the wave. Tap in, lock in, let the real ones say. From the locker room to the block, from the court to the top, we keep it real, no doubt. Say it loud, say it loud. Welcome to Sports Life, where sports and real life meet. Welcome to Sports Life, yeah. We keep it real, no defeat. Like and subscribe. Set up whole crew. Welcome to Sports Life. We talking culture in sports too. Shilo got the boys. Coach Prime got the spark from the first whistle blow to the final dark. We debate every stat, every trade, every win, and we bring it back to the people again. Angel Reese got down, Ajay Wilson got grace. Every headline hit, we stay in the race. Big plays, big names, big talk on deck. If you love the game, then you know what's next. No cap, no doubt, we stay on the scene. Texas flavor in the mix, clean and mean. Bigger than the clip, it's a whole long ride. Sports life in your ears, let it bounce worldwide. Hands up when the convo drop. Here's now when the facts don't stop. One mic, one lane, one vibe. Sports life, baby, come alive. Welcome to Sports Life. What sports in real life meet. Welcome to Sports Life. Yeah, we keep it real, no defeat. Like and subscribe. Tell the whole crew. Welcome to Sports Life. We talking culture and sports too.
Welcome to Sports Life. You know what I'm saying? We are here. Make sure you do your boy a solid, myself and KSAP, on either one of our channels, and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to turn your post notification bell on so you'll know when we going live and doing all the doggone things. But one thing we cannot do before we start this activity, one thing we cannot do is start without introducing y'all to some very, very, very special friends of mine. Y'all know this is the new Cleveland. And I don't start a show without representing the CU aunties, because they always show up for me. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the CU aunties. That's all I'm gonna tell y'all. Is the CU aunties are most definitely in the building, and they are always showing support and showing love. So if you see one in the chat or in the comment section, make sure you say what's up. You know what I'm saying? Big ass shout out to the CU aunties. Sam!
We here. What's poppin', Snacks? What's poppin', Snacks?
Wake your ass up and talk to these people, man.
Man, look. You know how I always say, man. We got people in the building. We got Big Snacks. We got K-Sap, man. So look, I don't know what y'all hesitating for. I don't know what y'all's motive is. I don't know why y'all here. But y'all got to do us a solid. Y'all got to hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Make sure your post notifications on so you know every time Snacks and K-Sap drop a hot one. And y'all know what I say on my channel. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. But look, check this out, people. We already know what happened last night, right? Before we get off into this, I just want to give y'all some scores, right? I just want to give y'all a rundown. We did a show last night. And shout out to my girl Amber Love that's in the chat. And we was over there politicking and Cadillacing. And we came up with something when Shilo Sanders said, go make a sandwich. But we changed the game and said sandwich. The word of the day is sandwich. I want to put something out to y'all guys. We did that show, and Amber and I, and Nicole, and the rest of the people in the chat, we came up with sandwich. So, beyond to what I know, I get off my show, and then about 2 hours later, I see JB went live on his podcast, and he labeled his show and had the caption, go make a sandwich.
Hold on before you go too far.
I'll fall back.
JB been doing the sandwich thing because he had the beef with Mina Kimes. He done made shirts, sweaters, hoodies.
Oh, he did? Okay.
You know, all that crap. So
yeah, I just found it kind of interesting.
I don't like that activity, but I know what they do over there. So
okay.
People are always sending me stuff about what JB talking about, what he's saying. They always want me to do videos because I used to do videos on JB and Fat Dummy, Jason Whitlock. So I don't do them anymore because they don't deserve the attention.
Gotcha.
And I just, you really will melt your brain watching that crap.
Gotcha.
You know, so
I just felt that kind of interesting.
I just didn't want you to put it out there.
Okay, I'm gonna leave it alone.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fall back. Y'all heard what Snacks said.
Bust them upside the head.
Yeah, Snacks told me to fall back, so I'm gonna fall back.
I knew what was coming next. I ain't want you to bust. So just saying, he already did it. He been done it because he's been beating with these NFL people for a long time. Okay,
I understand, but I just found it kind of interesting. I get off my show, and then he does a show talking about the sandwich. But yeah. I understand if he been doing that, you know, I stand to be corrected, so I'll fall back.
Yeah, he been on that type of activity.
Gotcha.
But it is what it is. But we're going to get into this Todd Monken interview where, no, I'm not going to do that. We're going to take it back to the beginning. We're going to walk through this thing like we should do, where it originates from and how it started and how we got to where we are today. There's only one way to do it, and it's the right way to do it. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all give us a minute, we're going to walk y'all through how we got to where we are right now with Todd Monken and this interview, because it is a fascinating interview that Todd Monken did on 92.3 The Fan on yesterday. That interview is amazing, and Todd Monken put together some amazing things and said a lot of things without saying them out loud, without calling Mary Kay out or without fronting and putting the Cleveland Browns business in the street. A lot of things were done to where Todd Monken could have reacted in several different ways. But like I say, if you listen to Todd Monken talk, he tell you everything you want to know. You just got to understand what he's saying. And it ain't reading between the lines because he's saying it. He's just saying it in a different way. He's just not saying, Mary Kay, you shouldn't have said that. He puts it in a way that it is pleasant, it's understandable, and it don't start no crap. You know what I'm saying? So y'all should pay very, 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 very close attention to what Todd Monken had to say. And how all of this started is Mary Kay Cap. Mary Kay puts out a tweet. She writes an article and she captions the article, how Deshaun Watson emerged from the voluntary minicamp with an edge over Shedeur Sanders, sources say, and has the inside track to be named QB1. We all knew that wasn't true. They only had 3 days of practice. They only had been through 3 days of practice. But Mary Kay, being that tweet had started popping off, that the views had started growing on it, and she had started feeling herself, Mary Kay returned with another tweet that said, with my breaking news. Now, she said, with my breaking news. Understand that that should tell you right there that she was feeling herself. She knew that this tweet was popping off. Now, the first tweet had 1.3 million had already viewed that tweet when I captured it. I captured this one. It's 104 million people that viewed this tweet with my breaking news here that Deshaun Watson has taken the lead over Shedeur Sanders in the Browns quarterback competition and has the inside track to win it. I think they should declare him QB1 ASAP and let the first team offense start to cook. There is no time to waste. Now, Mary Kay Cabot was feeling herself when she made this tweet because she said, with my breaking news, letting y'all know that, hey, I know we got something here. I know it's hot in these streets and y'all are interested in what I have to say. And with that tweet, she set the sports dynamic on fire. Ain't no doubt about it. That everybody picked up this topic. Deshaun and Shedeur. ESPN, Fox, Yahoo, everybody and their mama was talking about this subject. Because Shedeur is a polarizing figure and Deshaun hasn't played football in 2 years. And he signed the biggest guaranteed contract in football to date, period. Full stop. No question. Now, Mary Kay getting all this attention, everybody saying her name around the world. You know, she got Pat McAfee calling her Mary Cabot.
Yes,
live
he did.
On
Mary
his show.
Kay Cabot.
You know, she on Get Up. She on First Take. She on all the Fox shows. Yahoo picking her up. You know, all these small outlets picking her up. The radio talking about her. We talking about her. So she was feeling herself. You know, but you got to remember that Shador is a polarizing figure. And he does have family members. And his big brother, he didn't like that too much. You know, and he popped off a little Instagram post that caught the world and set the world on fire. You know, Shilo hit her with the A. So what did he say, K-Sap?
To go make a sandwich, Mary.
Tell her to go make a sandwich. Yeah. And in the world of today, telling a woman to go make a sandwich is considered kind of sexist. It is considered male chauvinistic. You know, it has some bad connotations to it. It is not a good thing to tell a woman, especially a white woman.
Facts.
But we talk about Shilo 7. We talking about somebody that gives no F's at all. And Shilo took it a step further, and he had something to say to little old Mary Kay.
This is what I've been waiting to say all day, bro. And this is to Mary Kay. If you're gonna be a reporter and report facts. Whenever you have your opinion, and your opinion is always something hateful to Shador, then it makes it seem like it's something weird, like it's an agenda that you have going on. And there's plenty of women in this field that take this serious and take reporting football serious and actually do homework and study the game and get the statistics right and get the news right. But with you, is so much emotion that I don't want you to make women look bad when it comes to reporting, because you don't have the will to actually want to report real things that are going on. So it don't even make sense. You want to go talk about this and that in minicamp, they don't even have all the receivers. How you gonna say, oh, this is what I think is gonna happen? We don't care what you think is gonna happen. Let Shador go practice. He don't need to be going on Instagram and Twitter and stuff and always seeing you just badmouth him. That's what I got a problem with. You know what I'm saying? If it's reporting, it's reporting. You have facts, you have news, but when it comes to your opinion, you've been saying crazy things for the past, since he's been there. So it's like, just chill with that, because it don't make no sense and it makes you look crazy, like you don't know what you're talking about. And for all the women that actually take the time to go do their research and actually be real reporters and real journalists, then that's gonna make them look bad, bro. Because you already know, as a woman in this field of reporting football and sports, like, it's hard. So don't make it hard on everybody just because you don't feel like it. That's all I gotta say about that.
Sap?
Man, that's very interesting what Shilo said, right? And I think Shiloh's coming from a sense, man, because I want you guys to remember, that's walking back, and then we're gonna come straight back to y'all guys, right? Let's walk it back to last year around May. Cleveland Browns had a quarterback situation where they had Kenny Pickett, Joe Flacco, Dylan Gabriel, Shador Sanders, and Tyler Huntley, right? Mary Kay Cabot came out with the same report last year talking about Kenny Pickett has emerged to be QB1 for the Cleveland Browns. You know, understand that Kenny Pickett got hurt in training camp. But then what happened? That proved to be negative. He got traded up out of there, and Joe Flacco was the number one. So she has put reports out like this before. And now that's walking a little forward when they was doing a head coaching search. Do y'all realize that she said that Jim Schwartz has emerged as the number one candidate for the Cleveland Browns as the head coach? And that proved to be a lie, because Todd Monken got the job. And she was really in her feelings then, because she was a Jim Schwartz guy and a Kevin Stefanski guy. So now let's fast forward to what she said today on April the 29th. And she saw this and told us that this was a practice that wasn't available to the media. Only certain people could see it. So her judgment on this, she stated that just because 3 days, this is what you saw. And what you saw in that was the fact that she stated some guys that was out there in shorts, some guys that was out there in a jersey throwing the ball, and she come to this determination that Deshaun Watson has emerged the leader in the ball club. And then she breaks a story because, like Snack said, what she say? This is what she said. This was an opinion, not facts. And I think that's why Shilo had an issue with it, because the same thing with Tony Grossi. Y'all putting out y'all's opinions. Y'all not reporting on facts. She didn't not report on no facts. And what she did, like G. Bush said, she got engagement. She got it's probably at like 1.7 million reactions to that tweet. So she got herself off and popping, like Snack said. You know, she's making her rounds now with the national media. And then she tried to fire back at Shilo, saying that she thinks she is a advocate and a pillar in the women's community in sports, putting people on. Now she thinks she is the mainstay of women that are putting other women on because she's been doing this for a while. Regardless if she's doing it for a while, your job is to report the facts and write facts. Keep your feelings and opinions out of it, but just state the truth. So I have no problem with what Shilo did. Shilo broke it off to her, and that's just what it is, man. And now, like I asked the chat, is her credibility shot? Like, everything that she reports, now you got to look at it side-eyed, because now you got to be fact-checked. And like Snack said, we're going to get off into what Todd Monken say, and then we're going to break it down thoroughly.
Exactly. Shilo said some things, and he wasn't wrong in the things that he said. And some people don't like the fact that he's addressing a woman. And that nobody's talking about. They don't like the fact that he's addressing a woman. Yes, she's a veteran in the game. Yes, she's a Hall of Famer. But she still overstepped. She did too much, and she saw it blowing up, and she doubled down. She made another statement. And with that second statement, she wanted the Browns to determine that Deshaun Watson is QB1 right now, today, before training camp, before rookie mini camp, before OTAs, before any practice had taken place. Due to the fact that they had 3 days of voluntary OTAs and the whole team wasn't there, she saw Deshaun Watson throwing in shorts. Falls back to what everybody's been criticizing Mary Kay about since Shedeur has been in Cleveland, that she would like anybody other than Shedeur Sanders to quarterback this team, which puts her top of the line on the anybody but Shedeur fan bus. And not only did she double down when she made that second statement, Mary Kay Cabot tripled down. You ain't seen it nowhere else. My channel only. And now, here on the Sports Life Trio podcast, Mary Kay Cabot.
Hi, this is Mary Kay Cabot from Cleveland.com with some thoughts on my breaking news from earlier today about Deshaun Watson emerging from voluntary mini camp last week ahead of Shedeur Sanders in this quarterback competition and having the inside track to be named QB1. I really do think that Todd Monken should just go ahead and declare Deshaun Watson the starting quarterback for OTAs and minicamp as soon as possible. They only have 10 practices of OTAs and then 3 minicamp practices until they disperse for the break for the summer and then come back for training camp. They really need to get this offense working together as soon as possible to get ready for the season. They have a very, very young offense and a brand new scheme to learn. They've got 5 new starters on the offensive line and 2 new rookie receivers. I think it would be really, really hard for a very young quarterback to come in here and try to manage all of that while also learning new terminology and a new scheme himself. Deshaun has looked better in these practices so far. He's a 3-time Pro Bowler. He looks really, really healthy. The ball is coming out great. The footwork looks good. And it just seems like he looks the part of a starting quarterback right now, while the other guys are still coming up the learning curve. What's more, the Browns have a defense that's ready to win. These guys need an offense that can sort of match the caliber of their play. So the way that it stands right now, I really think Todd Monken should go ahead and declare Deshaun the starter, at least for the rest of OTAs and minicamp, to let these guys get as many reps together as soon as possible and get ready to win some games this season.
Wow, wow, wow. Let me say this next. By listening to that video and listening to her give it to us directly like that, that sounded like somebody, now she's really showing her face. That sounded like somebody that has a disdain like for Shedeur Sanders. And I'm going to tell you why, guys. Follow me. If you listen to what Mary Kay has to say about Shedeur Sanders, and you listen to what she has to say about all these other quarterbacks, right? Because y'all know she went on a whole tirade trying to defend Dylan Gabriel, talking about, don't think Dylan Gabriel's an afterthought in this quarterback competition. She went on record and said that he's a supercomputer. The ball comes out tight. He throws a tight spiral. He makes everybody else around him better. And she said to his disadvantage this year, he's not throwing to the number ones. Nah, Mary Kay, you can't use that now because you didn't have that same energy when you talked about Shedeur Sanders. That's why Shedeur Sanders had to go up to the local college last year to get in reps. But you using this now because you're trying to benefit a Dylan Gabriel, and you're talking about Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson hasn't been on the football field in 2 years. I could go out there myself at the age of 54 and throw the ball to any receiver with nobody coming in my face. I can still throw the football. And basically what she's saying is he looked good, but you saying he looked the part of a starting quarterback. So that's the stuff I'm telling y'all guys, the undermining of Shedeur Sanders, slandering him, throwing cheap shots, backhanded compliments. Y'all guys got to pay attention to that. What Mary Kay is doing, she is just slandering Shedeur Sanders and undermining Shedeur Sanders' ability, because all she did was preach all off season long, they need to draft a quarterback. Go get Ty Simpson. If you can get Fernando Mendoza, trade up for him. You got to get a quarterback. Anybody but Shedeur. And that's just disdain like for Shedeur Sanders. And I'm glad that Shilo came out and said it's coming from a hatred. It's not coming from a person, a journalist that's writing columns. This is coming from your feelings, because your guy Kevin Stefanski is going and Todd Monken is in charge, and Todd Monken ate your ass up in the interview he had on the Ken Carman and Anthony Lima show. And now you went silent all day yesterday. You kind of fell back. But she's coming from a hatred place when it's talking about Shedeur Sanders. And that's what I'm saying. If you're going to be a journalist and you're going to write about a team and you're going to be an insider, let's deal with facts, man. Stop undermining Shedeur Sanders like Shilo said. Let Shedeur go to practice. Let them battle this out. But one thing, like she said, with my breaking news, she knew what she was going to cause. She knew she was going to cause an uproar in the media world and on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. Ain't no doubt about it. She knew the storm that was brewing. When she saw that first tweet hit over 300,000 views on that tweet, she knew she had something. Because the following that she has, when her Twitter views surpassed her follower count, she knew it was popping off.
Oh, yes.
She knew more than the people that paid attention to her were paying attention to what she said. But once again, we got to give a shout out to Todd for graduating and doing the doggone thing. You know what I'm saying? Shilo Sanders graduated from Colorado, and he is in the building with a 3.9 GPA, with a degree in sociology. That is an accomplishment, people. Make sure we celebrate that every chance you get. So once again, big ass shout out to Shilo Sanders. Now to the main event. Now to the main event, K.
Hey.
Your boy Todd. He went on 92.3 The Fan.
But hold up, Snacks. Before you get there, I just want to let the chat know. I want you guys to sit there and pay attention to the keywords that the masterful Todd Monken displayed on that interview, and just listen and point out and keep your eyes wide open and your ears unplugged, because Todd Monken is telling y'all a lot of things without telling y'all a lot of things. Let's go.
As we get ready for a 2026 NFL season, Coach, thanks for joining us.
Appreciate you having me.
You can watch them live on YouTube, 92.3 The Fan on YouTube. First off, how do you feel after the draft?
Fantastic.
Did you find it odd that you were asked if you got the best offensive lineman in the draft, considering he was...
Now, you see this big smile on Anthony Lineman's face.
Shame.
It ain't going to last long. Because once Todd get to cooking, he going to get to looking crazy. Because Todd was serving up bangers, and he was shooting shots, and I mean, he didn't hit Kevin Stefanski, he didn't hit Mary Kay, he even hit Ken and Lima on their own show. But we gotta let Todd continue.
The first offensive lineman off the board in the draft?
For sure, we feel like we got the best offensive lineman in the draft. And it was,
I would imagine.
And I said it afterwards, that how cool was it that we were able to trade back and get 2 other picks and still get the player that we were looking to take, when we were drafting at 6.
I'm hearing a lot of good things. I thought the first 2 days, I was just so excited, so surprised about how it fell to us in the first 2 days. And then day 3, Parker Brailsford's a guy that you guys are really excited about, the center out of Alabama. Can you tell us a little bit more about him?
Well, I think if you get beyond the size, I think that's the sticking point for some teams. He falls below the line in terms of size that they want.
Mm-hmm.
For us, I don't see it that way. I think Tyler Linderbaum was not the biggest center, and he just got $27 million per year. We like athleticism. If you turned on the tape from last year and you didn't know it, it wasn't an issue. Now, there'll be some things, obviously, if you get a zero nose and you're playing some odd teams, it's not ideal, but there's ways of working around that, and we were jacked to get him when we did.
Coach, your role in the draft room, I know there was an embedded reporter that was kind of laying out, what you were saying at times. I'm sure not all of it was something you wanted everybody to be privy to, but just you getting to be in these rooms over the years, how has your role evolved from, hey, you're an offensive coordinator, to now the head guy, the head coach, and how much were they leaning on you?
Well, the role changed before the draft more than during the draft, I would say. At that point, Andrew's making the selection. That's what he's paid to do. I mean, he's the general manager. Would he run things by me and say, hey, this is what I'm thinking? Or I'd say, what are you thinking? We're 5 picks out. What are you thinking here? Well, we're thinking this. If not, we're going to make this trade. We're going to do this. What I was super impressed with was how proactive Andrew is. One way or the other, moving back, moving up, talking to other teams. Him and his team that were a part of it was very impressive. I've been in other rooms, and I thought it was as well done as anywhere I've been. And it fell the right way in terms of, for us, in terms of what we were hoping, the picks that we got. And doesn't always work out that way, but it was great when it did.
Well, to even have a rival exec and someone you work with like Eric DaCosta lavish praise on what the Browns did. And I thought it was also interesting. I mean, you're there, you've been in other rooms or you've seen it. This seemed like a Wall Street simulation. What can you tell people?
See, this is the easy part and not the bullshit part. When you see Anthony Lima's face go sour, then you know Todd Monken is cooking.
A lot of ways set the board, how it would, who you would take if it felt a certain way. Now the only part of that is in the trades that comes in, that changes the landscape. If nobody ever traded, it would be easy to just fall like, all right, I'm picking this. But when the landscape changes, I think, Andrew and his guys did a great job of working through the other scenarios that led to the picks that we ended up with.
And then what is it like having the top guy in the room next to you, Jimmy Haslam?
Oh, it was really cool. I realized I was the head coach. I mean, I'm right next to the owner, and in between the general manager, I guess that's what I do. I'm the head coach. But really at that moment, besides a sounding board, I was just there for the fist bumps and second guy on the phone. That was really what I was there for. And again, that's their job. And I've said it a million times, just like Andrew's going to trust what we do on 4th and 1, we're going to trust the picks that he makes. And now it's up to us to develop the players.
Do you
see that face?
All their faces. Ken Carmen, you got to look at Ken Carmen when he was doing the whole thing, man. Like, and Anthony Lima, man, is just shameless, man. Like, you don't believe what Todd Monken is saying, man, and you just asking him stuff that is really irrelevant, man, and you just trying to figure out, man. Like I said, Todd Monken is feeding his Cleveland insiders and his media with a long-handled spoon, man. He's just giving them what they want, but they don't want it, and they can't fathom it. So it's just kind of strange that they sit back and they listen, but they know what's going on. So Anthony Lima he's a joke, man. But the thing about it is, chat, I just want y'all to understand that Todd Monken is a smart individual, man. Todd Monken, he knows how to play the media, man. He knows what he's doing, man. And he's giving everybody a glimpse of how this thing is gonna run, because later on in that interview, he said he's not SpongeBob living up under a rock. He sat back and listened to every bad thing that was going on last year with this Cleveland Browns organization. He knew what he was getting into. But what Todd Monken did, he brought a new culture. And see, they pissed off that Todd Monken had training camp, or the OTA, voluntary OTA, and they was out there jamming Shador Sanders' music, and Mary Kay was upset and wanting them to turn it down. But Todd Monken said, nah, y'all turn it up, and if the neighbors keep complaining, you can tell them to move. And that's the problem. Todd Monken is for the culture. And see, Mary Kay don't like that, because they damn sure don't like Deshaun Watson, and they can't stand Shador Sanders. So what is it, guys?
Yeah. What is it? Which one is it gonna be? All we know is we gonna let Todd finish cooking.
Exactly. Todd Monken joining us in studio. How important is play calling? And the reason I ask it is because in my world, Okay, if you win, you will get zero credit. We won't even think about it. If you lose, there will be call after call about what you did on third down. Now we're just watching on Sundays. He knows, I know. There's a lot of things that goes into that the general public doesn't know. So on the base of everything, how important is play calling during a game?
Well, my wife always says, "Why don't you just call the plays at work?" Seems so simple. Why would you ever call plays that don't work? Which I would agree with that. It's more fun that way. I think where it really becomes critical, just like I would say even in the draft, is when the landscape changes. Mm-hmm. Just like in the draft, trade proposals, making decisions, when the landscape changes in a game, whether it's situational, 2-minute, 4-minute, are you going to go for it? Are you not? When are you going to run a trick play? When are you going to take chances? I think that's when it comes up. Calling rundown plays, I mean, I'm calling it off the sheet. I mean, there's variances of what you're going to call run, pass. They're all on there. We all think they're pretty good. To me, it comes down to reminding yourself touches, who you want to get the ball to. That can certainly get, you can get clouded, looking at the whole call sheet of who you need to get the ball to. So I think it's important. I think it's a little bit overblown because if you've got good players and you've done a great job during the week in your preparation, so the players and you've created a system that lets their talent shine. I think that's really the most critical part of it is during the week and developing a system and getting really good players. So then Sunday's just a byproduct of the work you put in.
You've been a play caller. You've been an offense.
See, they tried to set him up with these rinky-dink questions and put him in the hot seat. But Ken and Lima are softballing these questions. And I'm going to put this out front before we even get to that section. During this interview, they didn't ask the one question that should have been asked. And it's the main question that everybody was waiting on the answer to. They didn't ask, well, Coach, Mary Kay said a source told her that Deshaun Watson was in the driver's seat for the QB1 job. What do you say about that? The most basic, simple question that should have been asked was never asked in this interview. Because Ken and Lima are running cover for Mary Kay Cabot because they knew that Todd Monken was going to answer this question in a way that was going to blow Mary Kay's credibility out of the water. That question was never asked during this interview. And I am so mad. They asked the question without putting Mary Kay's name on the statement. They walked their way around it because they didn't want Todd Monken to blow Mary Kay's spot up. But they asked directly about what Shilo said. See,
that is a fact.
The difference. But we're going to let them cook.
Every now and then referring to myself like I'm the offensive coordinator. You just do. When I'll say like we, it's like, well, hell, I'm in charge of it all. And ultimately, I'm now in charge of winning. When you're a coordinator, you're in charge of scoring or stopping them. When you're a position coach, you're in charge of developing your position room. That's it. The winning is now solely on the head coach. Mm-hmm. So that is a part of it. I've already been through it for 3 years at Southern Miss. So we're going to find out.
Todd Monken, head coach of the Browns, in studio with us. When somebody new takes over, whether it's a college program or the NFL, they got to make it their identity. They got to build this in their identity. Is there something, and this doesn't have to be a dig at who's been here before, but is there something you came in immediately and said, I want to do it this way, and I'm going to make this my own, whether it's something accountability, whether it's a messaging, whatever it is there something to put the Todd Monken stamp on the Cleveland Browns?
Well, first off, I have a ton of respect for Kevin Stefanski. He is a fantastic football coach. You don't get to be a head coach in the NFL and not be a fantastic football coach. An identity is a little bit strong. I've said it before that I think I've said this a ton of times, but I really believe this. As much as I love winning and I hate losing, I despise crappy football. And I just think that it's just such a bad look for coaching. It just is. You look dumb as a coach when you put bad football on the field. You want it to look like you want it to look like. If we ran power 62 plays in the game, they might be pissed off that we ran power 62 times. But if it looks like that's our identity and we're going to be a physical team and it looks like you want it to look like, you can live with it. But when you go out there and if you're jumping off sides, you have 10 on the field, you got 12 on the field, the quarterback has anxiety at the line of scrimmage, guys are going the wrong way, and that's an indictment on coaching. And that's an indictment on us.
Shots have been fired. Shots have been fired. And those shots are directly at Kevin Stefanski. No question about it.
But Snacks, what did I tell the chat before they started listening to this whole soliloquy? What did I tell them? I said, pay attention to what Todd Monken says, because he says a lot of interesting stuff. Todd Monken right now is a mastermind at what he's doing, because he has sat back and has listened to this Cleveland media from afar. When he was in Baltimore, he knows the rigmarole that goes on. So he knows how to handle this Cleveland media. And I told you guys from day one, when he was introduced at the introductory press conference as the head coach, Mary Kay Cabot tried to dive in like a cabbage, all head and no ass, and Todd Monken had to shut her down, cut the access off, because of the fact that Mary Kay wants to get all the answers about this quarterback situation, and she hasn't got an answer yet. She keeps getting shut down. So that's why Mary Kay takes it upon herself to produce the things that she produces on her Twitter X, gets a row, gets the engagement. So I'm going to applaud you, Mary Kay, because you did what you wanted to do. You wanted to get yourself off and popping. You wanted to try to make a name for yourself and be a standout. You want to be on the likes of a Todd McShay or an Adam Schefter or a Mel Kiper, where you're going to break the news first because you think you got sources. Everybody got sources. But what did I tell you guys? A lie don't care who tells it. Let me run that back. A lie does not care who tells it. And the crazy thing about it is, when Todd Monken sat there in between Ken Carman and Anthony Lima, and he broke it down so eloquently, but they just did not pay attention. They didn't listen to the clues words, because off in the interview, without asking him directly, but they was protecting Mary Kay. And what happened was Todd Monken had to come out and answer the question in a form that they didn't like, because his objective is to have a starting quarterback name. But what'd he say? I'm not there yet. So what does that do? That debunks the whole narrative in the whole article that Yahoo Sports picked up and wrote on Mary Kay about Deshaun Watson being the front runner for the quarterback position and being QB1 for the Cleveland Browns in 2026. And also, Todd Monken also said, I'm not worried about the money. I'm worried about winning. So Todd Monken could care less about the dead money that Deshaun Watson has on the books. And if Todd Monken told y'all coming into this year, he basically stated to you guys, we're going to start the year off the way we left. Who was QB1? Shedeur Sanders. Who went on a 2-game win streak at the end of the season? Shedeur Sanders. And then he also stated the first person that takes reps in the OTA, that should tell you a lot because the reps are not going to be distributed evenly. Who was the first man up on center? Shedeur Sanders. So just listen to, when you're in school, man, you got to listen to the keywords and stuff like that. Y'all people in the chat are not dumb. Snacks graduated from ASU. These people are not dumb. People got college degrees, man. People got diplomas. People are smart. So if you listen to what Todd, keywords, man, keywords, you got to listen. And then he also said, man, I'm not SpongeBob. I haven't been living under a rock. So what does Todd Monken try to tell you? He's not living under a rock because he's heard all the rigmarole that's going on in Cleveland. And Todd Monken was prepared for it. So guys, all you got to do is sit back and listen to what Todd Monken says. Sometimes you got to listen to what Andrew Berry says. And then also you got to take in consideration that Shilo finally chimed in. Last year, he kind of fell back. But this year, because he's getting tired of the nonsense. And Mary Kay, like she stated, she thinks she is the forewoman to get this started about putting women on and all that. And she's done she feels like she's a pillar right now. She feels like she on top of the world because all these little outlets and these little small people are picking her article up. And what happened was, as soon as she wrote the article, it broke on the Pat McAfee show. And Pat McAfee is one of the biggest guys on the air. And what happened was they picked it up and then all the NFL executives got their hand in it, started talking about it. And then what did our boy Mel Kiper do? Mel Kiper shuts it down. And then the head man himself, without coming out saying it, shut it down. But like Snack said, Anthony Lima and Ken Carman are protecting her. And somebody came in the comments earlier and said about, Mary Kay and Kevin Stefanski relationship, or Mary Kay and whatever relationship she got. I've told you guys, it's almost like Mike Grable in the Rossini situation. What don't come out in the wash will come out in the rinse. So just stay tuned, man. Y'all sit back. Because the thing about it is, like Snack said, Ken Carman and Anthony Lima asked the direct question and put Shiloh's name to it. Why did they put Shiloh's name to it? But they couldn't put Mary Kay's name to it. That's just like when Shilo came out. Shilo, he put a name to it. He said, I want to speak to you, Mary Kay. This goes for you, Mary Kay Cabot. Now, why come the Cleveland media, if they want the answers, why come they can't put a name on it?
Give yourself a chance. More games are lost than they're won. And that's the starting point for us as a team.
Todd Monken joining us in studio right now. So I want to, again, clarify, and I think you've said this before, you do want to have a starting quarterback
Here it goes, guys.
on your
Pay
team
attention.
that you know is on your depth chart, number one, before training camp, correct?
Would love to.
Okay, you would love to. You're not necessarily stuck in cement on that idea then.
Well, I would love to have that. I'm not there yet.
Stop it right there,
So I
Snack.
can't say that. We've been on the field.
Keywords again, guys. Keywords. I'm not there yet. So what is that saying? Everything that Mary Kay said is a bunch of baloney. Because he just stated, he told everybody, if you're listening, I'm not there yet. Continue.
And that's the starting point for us as a team.
Todd Monken joining us in studio right now. So I want to, again, clarify, and I think you've said this before, you do want to have a starting quarterback on your team that you know is on your depth chart, number one, before training camp, correct?
Would love to.
Okay, you would love to. You're not necessarily stuck in cement on that idea then.
Well, I would love to have that. I'm not there yet. So I can't say that. We've been on the field 3 practices, which
Stop it right
was
there, Snacks.
awesome.
Now, do you hear what Todd Monken is telling y'all, chat? Do you hear what Todd Monken is telling the people? He said, we've been on the field 3 days, and I'm not there yet. But Mary Kay says Deshaun Watson has emerged as the go-ahead favorite to be the 2026 starter for the Cleveland Browns. But Todd Monken just told y'all, I'm not there yet.
I just want to know who her sources are.
She don't have no sources. She probably talking. She probably getting that information from Jimmy Haslam's people. I don't know.
I have come to the conclusion that her source is Deshaun Watson's trainer, because that's the only person that would say, "Yeah, coach like us. Coach think we looking good out here right now. We sitting in the number 1 spot." Ain't nobody else in that office telling Mary Kay nothing, because ain't nothing to tell. Who gonna tell her something that has only you practiced for 3 days? You have no distinct way of telling who is the best out of the 3. Todd Monken said, I saw some good things out of each one of these quarterbacks. He said some, not all, and he was hesitant to say that.
Yes.
He didn't distinguish Deshaun from Shador from Dylan. He said, I saw some good things for all 3 of these quarterbacks, letting you know that he didn't want you to have any inclination of who was the front runner in this competition. It is a true quarterback competition because on day 1, Shador took the first snap with the first team. We don't know what happened on day 2 or day 3. Why Mary Kay sources didn't tell us what happened on day 2 and day 3? Since you got sources, since they say Deshaun is the front runner, then what happened on day 2? Who took the first snaps on day 2? Who did the best on day 2? Where is the report on Dylan? If Deshaun is the front runner, if Deshaun is the man, why haven't we heard from Deshaun? Why hasn't Deshaun faced the media? Why is Deshaun hiding? Because they done told Deshaun, you just sit over there and be quiet. Chill out. Rehab. Get yourself back in playing conditions to where we can help you get yourself onto another team next season, because you're not coming back here. We took a chance on you, even though we knew what you were facing. We gave you the only guaranteed contract in the NFL ever, period. Point blank. Nobody else has touched a fully guaranteed contract. Kirk Cousins has come close twice. But nobody, not Tom Brady, not another quarterback has had a fully secured and guaranteed contract in the NFL. Nobody. And Deshaun Watson, with this contract, has shown absolutely nothing because he's been hurt the entire time he's been here. He's only played 19 games in the 5 seasons that he's been in Cleveland. The Cleveland Browns will pay him $49 million this season. That is a boatload of money. I'll just take 2 of them 49 and I'm good. Hey, help a brother out. I might get cake. Just 500,000. I'm gonna keep $1.5 million for myself. You know what I'm talking about? Brother got a family. He got kids to feed. I got children in college. Yeah. I need this money. But they blessed Deshaun. They trusted that he would be able to perform the way he performed in Houston. And that hasn't transpired since he's been in Cleveland. And now Mary Kay is on the anybody but Shador bandwagon and sparks this rumor. And Todd Monken has to make an appearance on the radio just to shut all this crap down. And that is absolutely ridiculous.
To get out there with our players. I was talking to Carson yesterday. He said, feels so weird that we got from phase 1 to get on the field, and then now we're back off for 3 weeks. But it's always changing based on what you see. I don't have a history with any of our players. I know where this is heading. But I don't have a history with any of the players. They're all external to me. Just like when I interviewed coaches for the coordinator position, there was no internal candidates. I wasn't here. They're all external to me. So all the players are external other than Tylan Wallace, who was with us. So at the point is what I've seen after 3 days, okay, that gives us a little bit of a 40,000 foot view of where we're at, but that can change. Once we get back on the field for 4 weeks at the end of this spring, we'll have a better idea then. But there's only so many reps you get. You've got to start to target towards who's going to start opening day. And now that can still change. And that can change even if someone's getting 2/3 of the rep to someone getting 1/3 of the reps, because you're still going to play preseason games.
Look at Anthony Lyman.
Still going to want to see those guys at quarterback and see how they play.
Look at his face.
That man is ugly in the face. Look at that face. He mad. Hold on, coach. You're not supposed to be talking like that. You're supposed to be telling us Deshaun is the man and he the front runner. And nobody in the city wants to see that. But hey, they're not getting that information out of good old Todd. Because Todd is directly with the bull crap. And
let me ask the chat a question.
$10 super chat from Jimmy Cleveland. Congratulations, Shador, and thank God for KSAP, Money Man, Big Snacks, Teams, and Bush for being our truth-telling, fact-telling, and checking all the lies at the door. You know that's right, Jimmy. We shut it all down. We don't play with them at all when it comes to all this stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask the chat a question. When y'all talking about it's about money and business, what does the business aspect got to do with starting Deshaun Watson? What kind of business move is that? That is not a good business move for the Cleveland Browns. Do y'all realize Cleveland Browns just got that new stadium that's about to break and all that? So what type of business is it to put Deshaun Watson out there in front of Shador Sanders that has changed up the culture, has put eyes all over the Cleveland Browns, has put eyes on this Cleveland Browns media? They're getting what they want because he's a polarizing figure. So from a business standpoint, you go with Shador. If we're talking about business, money, Todd Monken is not worried about the money. Do y'all realize that the NFL is $1 billion business?
Conglomerate.
They have money. The Deshaun Watson making $49 million a year, that is not the problem. Because if that was the problem, last year when he showed signs of training and getting in, they would have threw him in the freight in if it's about money and business. Because Deshaun Watson was telling you guys he was healthy and ready to go. So if you put Deshaun Watson out there, Cleveland is taking a step back. Do you realize the first game of the year and they play in Cleveland, if Deshaun Watson gets on that field, how many boos are going to be out there? Like Snack said, Deshaun Watson out of a 5-year career with Cleveland, 19 games. He can't stay healthy. Ain't nobody going to check for Deshaun Watson. Everybody tuned in last year because of what happened. Because they put Dylan Gabriel as the starting quarterback after Joe Flacco was traded. Everybody tuned in because the what ifs. Shedeur Sanders might get on the field today. Everybody tuned in. So this year, you lead off with Shedeur Sanders. What's that? That's going to cause a media spectacle, and things are going to be great in Cleveland. But if you throw Deshaun Watson out there, man, you know what that's going to do, man? These people not going to support Deshaun Watson, regardless of what Mary Kay says. Deshaun Watson was an afterthought. Now, all of a sudden, Deshaun Watson shows a video in the offseason of him throwing the ball. Mary Kay Cabot bit into that. I tell y'all, AI is a motherfucker. Anybody can put a video together and make themselves look good and edit it out without showing all the missed throws and stuff like that.
Well, I can turn myself into the greatest football player ever with AI.
Exactly. And the crazy thing that they don't keep in mind what you said, Snacks. 3 days in, why come you not reporting on what else you saw? You just saw Deshaun Watson. You telling people that this is what I saw when the media wasn't available. Report what you saw and what we seen that's floating on the internet. What stood out from what Deshaun Watson did from what Shedeur Sanders did? Do y'all realize that the quarterback tracker is back? The one that G. Bush advocated for? Do y'all realize that tracker on the first day? Deshaun Watson was 10 of 16. Shedeur Sanders was 10 of 16. Yeah, Shedeur Sanders threw that pick, but they don't tell you that Deshaun Watson had 4 or 5 balls deflected.
Hold on, not just the score, not just the tracker is back. We got a new tracker. Ooh, we got us a new tracker. The Cleveland Media BS tracker. And G. Bush is in the league. The scorekeeper is up front. We're going to have to change that.
And look where Mary Kay Cabot is. She got 4 L's. And like I said, a lie don't care who tells it.
On yesterday, I think he was up about 35 to nothing the last I heard. G. Bush is out here cooking with these facts. You know. But you're right, Sap. You're right, Kate. It has been determined that the Cleveland media, since I've been covering Cleveland, is obsessed with the quarterback room. They are obsessed with drafting quarterbacks. This is the city of losers. They have the worst losing mentality in sports because all they want to do, no matter what, is lose so we can draft a quarterback next season. No matter what you want to do, no matter if your GM is building a team to put you in competition to make the playoffs, to be competitive in your division, all you hear these people talking about is losing so they can draft the quarterback next season. We are in the dry season, the off season, moving into OTAs and mini camps, and they are talking right now about drafting a quarterback for 2027. They have put together mock drafts already to draft a quarterback in 2027. But you got 3 4 quarterbacks in your quarterback room right now. One that you just hate because he got paid all that money. And 2, because he may not have performed the way you want him to perform. No, the second one, Shilo, you hate because he's famous. And he didn't need your football team to become that famous. He was more famous than your football team when he got here. 3, the one that they were champion for, Dylan Gabriel, they just threw him to the wayside. They don't even mention Dylan Gabriel no more. They don't even talk about it. When he first got here, he was the supercomputer. He was the processor. He was the guy that learned the offense the fastest. He was the guy that could run Kevin Stefanski's offense. You won't even hear Dylan Gabriel's name right now. Never. They don't even talk about him. He don't exist in their eyes. And then they drafted Taylor Green. And when they drafted Taylor Green, they really wanted to throw Dylan Gabriel away.
Yeah.
They truly wanted to throw Dylan Gabriel out to the wayside. And they drafted one of the best quarterback performers in the combine history. And they don't even want him to play quarterback. They want Lamar Jackson him. They want to try to turn him into a wide receiver, a tight end, somebody because he run 4.3. Lamar Jackson run 4.3, and y'all try to do him the same way. Just because an athletic quarterback isn't great when he enters the league doesn't mean that he can't get better. Taylor Green is an asset. Taylor Green is more than useful. Why would you want to even try to turn him into something he is not? I understand you trying to get Tebow to play tight end. That's what he should have been playing anyway. Tebow was a college quarterback. He was not an NFL quarterback. There's a difference between Taylor Green, Tim Tebow, and Lamar Jackson. 2 of them black. That's all you got to say about that. They are athletically gifted. They have talents. Tim Tebow was big, and he could take a lick. He wasn't a quarterback. But you tried to move on Taylor Green and turn him into something that he is not. He can become an asset. Todd Monken, that's the problem with Cleveland now. They don't understand who Todd Monken is. I've said it time and time and time again. Cleveland might not have wanted Todd Monken, but Todd Monken is definitely what Cleveland needs. Cleveland needs a football guy. Kevin Stefanski wasn't a football guy. Kevin Stefanski was a first-time head coach with minimal NFL football experience. He had been there for a while, but he hadn't done anything. He moved up because of the people he were friends with, not because he put the work in. Todd Monken has put the work in year after year after year and become a great coordinator, a guy who can run an offense, who can dial up plays, a guy who can take a somewhat talented quarterback and make them better. He is a developer of players. This is why I want Shilo to stay in Cleveland, because he has the perfect coach for what he needs right now. He has a quarterback who is invested in him. He has a head coach who has been chasing him since high school. He has a head coach who tried to get him to come to his college. He got a head coach who tried to draft him to come to his team. And now he has the chance to coach him. You think Todd Monken is not excited about Shilo? You think Todd Monken has not seen all the talent that Shador and Deshaun has to offer. Why do you think he took this job? Because I've been trying to get my hands on this guy right here for a very long time. I know what he can do. Only thing I need y'all to do is get me what I need so he can do what he has to do.
Exactly.
And Barry has put in the work. He has gotten some pieces to put around Shador and Deshaun. Because contrary to popular opinion, people think that the Shador fans are going to be mad if Deshaun starts. We're not. We're not going to be mad because we know the game. But what y'all need to understand and quit listening to these knuckleheads on UCSS that Todd Monken and Shador will both be gone if they have a bad season next year. Andrew Berry and Todd Monken have a plan. And if things go awry this season, they're not drafting a quarterback next year. Shador will be the guy. They will have some pieces in place. And next year will offer them a chance with a great wide receiver class coming out, a great defensive back class coming out to be able to bolster both sides of the football. This is not a one-year plan in Cleveland. It's a multi-year plan to get better by the time they open that stadium. Shador Sanders is the only quarterback that puts the amount of people in seats that Cleveland wants. Shador Sanders is a good quarterback. Todd Monken is a good head coach and a good developer of players. And these people who make these commentaries, the guys, Jason Lloyd and Jay and Bull, who sit up there with G. Bush and make these comments every week, they don't understand the long-term game. They only want what's good for right now. Cleveland has to win gradually and be able to get superstar players to come to Cleveland. You have to turn Cleveland into something sexy with sex appeal, with wins. So people like A.J. Brown, people like Justin Jefferson, when their contract run out, want to come to Cleveland. Because right now, don't nobody want to come to Cleveland. That's why you can't get the players that you want. Because ain't nobody coming here. Because y'all ain't winning shit. But let me digress. Because I just got on my soapbox, and I can do that for about 30 more minutes. But we ain't going to do that because we still got Todd Monken in the wing, and we ain't even got to the good part yet. You know what I'm saying? We ain't even got...
Go and get that super chat, Snacks. Let's address this super chat.
We ain't even got to the good part yet. Question. Have you guys ever thought they want Deshaun to start so they can lose and tank for a QB? Nobody wants to lose. They don't want to lose.
That's why I said, man, regardless of the business part of it, man, that'd be a setback, man. And I just think Todd Monken can't go down the same rabbit hole as Kevin Stefanski. Because you can't keep on having a distraction like this. We saw what it caused last year with Kevin Stefanski and all this stuff. Kevin Stefanski, the sabotaging of Shador and lying to the people and not saying his name, not addressing it. But Todd Monken can't go down this same rabbit hole. Todd Monken is a smart guy. Things are going to work out for the best. But it's always, like I said, man, they don't like Deshaun Watson and they can't stand Shador Sanders. And that's the bottom line. They two black quarterbacks, two polarizing figures. Like Snack said, Deshaun Watson is the only person that has signed a fully guaranteed contract in the NFL, getting all his money. They paid Deshaun Watson last year while he was injured. So don't bring that money thing back into the equation because he's healthy. He set out last year and he still was getting paid. He's going to get paid regardless if he's on the field and if he's not on the field. But as far as a football move, when you got a young star in Shedeur Sanders, and we always said build around him, put the pieces around him, and that's what they did in the draft. Andrew Berry cooked in the draft and put the pieces around him to upgrade the offensive line, upgrade the wide receiver core. They already have a stellar defense. Now it's time to cook. Mary Kay should have said the pieces that they got will fit perfect for Shedeur Sanders. Write an article about that. But we're going to let Todd Monken go and finish this up.
Why is it important for the rest of the team to figure out who that guy is before training camp actually starts?
I think you're talking about our players.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's important for them to have an idea of the identity of the team and have a belief in whoever that is. Ultimately, the ball's in that player's hands every down. So, and you're going to come down to 4-minute, 2-minute end of game scenarios. You have close games every week, a belief system that this guy's going to take us to the promised land, which is starting with a winning team, winning the division, right? Winning a Super Bowl, all those things. I don't think players care. I just think they want to know who's going to give us the best chance to win. Who do we believe in that's going to give us the best chance to win? Because through all the money and all of that, there's nothing like the feeling in the locker room when you win. And I think that's what players still crave, to be a part of winning and to be able to wear your Browns gear with pride. Hey, I'm a Cleveland Brown.
You know, before a big trial, a judge will instruct the jury.
Here
You got to
we
be
go.
impartial. You got to delete anything you might have heard about this case. Get it out of your mind. Can you possibly do that and be that objective when it comes to two quarterbacks, both very, very famous dudes? Everything that Deshaun Watson has been through and the stuff he's put on tape 6 years ago and the stuff he's put on tape with the Cleveland Browns over the last how many years? And then Shedeur and everything that comes along with Shedeur Sanders. Can you possibly be that objective?
Well, I think there's levels of being objective. I mean, I'm not Patrick from SpongeBob. I don't live under a rock. I mean, I sit there and I hear things, I see things. You're part of that. But I've learned over the years in coaching is your job is to let it play itself out. I said,
let it play itself out, Mary Kay. We're going to let it play itself out. I think I heard G. Bush say that a couple of weeks ago. Just let it play itself out. Because there's only one way this could end. And without training camp or without practice or OTAs or anything else, we don't know nothing. So we got to let it play itself out. Todd cook them.
that many of times, like, I'm going to let all of the students take the test. You know, I'm not going to walk in the classroom and before they even take a test, I'm going to observe the students and give them a grade based on what? How they look, how they dress.
Mary Kay, he ain't going to walk into class and give the students a test. And what? Based on what? He trying to tell you, Mary Kay, we ain't seen nothing. So what, I'm just supposed to walk out here and give Deshaun Watson the job? I ain't seen Deshaun Watson. Hell, you ain't seen him in 2 years. And the last time we seen him, he wasn't good. So how do you figure Deshaun got the lead in this quarterback room? That's what Todd talking about.
Like nationality, male, female. My job's to let it play out. And sometimes players have they have a fresh start is maybe the best way to put it, or a different style or a different system. So it's my job to do that. And to me, it's the only way. Now you can be so, again, I would just say there's levels of being objective, right? There's levels where like, okay, I believe this player has something more in there, or there's others where I'm just going to be stubborn and say, no, this isn't it. This isn't the direction we're going.
That sounds like Dylan and Deshaun. And that last one being Dylan. It sounds like We got to let it play out, right? And then some things I see in players, I see this player, we all got a fresh start. This player got something in it. We might not have seen it in a while, but I can bring it back out of him. This player over here, we don't even worry. Just young man, go over there and sit down. Have several seats. You not part of this plan. Y'all heard what K-Sap said. You gotta listen to the key words. Let me run it back.
All of the students take the test. I'm not going to walk in the classroom and before they even take a test, I'm going to observe the students and give them a grade based on what? How they look, how they dress, like nationality, male, female. My job is to let it play out. And sometimes players have they have a fresh start is maybe the best way to put it, or a different style or a different system. So it's my job to do that. And to me, it's the only way. Now you can be so, again, I would just say there's levels of being objective, right? There's levels where like, okay, I believe this player has something more in there, or there's others where I'm just going to be stubborn and say, no, this isn't it. This isn't the direction we're going. And I think that's unfair to every player. I don't care. I know we're talking about quarterbacks, but I'm talking just in general with the players is it's our job to put the best players on the field to give us a chance to win. And how are we going to do that? By being objective.
Well, Ken lectured me earlier today and said the internet isn't real. And so I see when I come in today, Brown's international headlines like Shilo Sanders, sexist comment draws backlash, tells Browns reporter to go make a sandwich. How can you make sure to disassociate any of that stuff with a very serious competition that you are having? Because, everybody has a platform now and everybody's weighing in.
My mic was muted. Why he ain't said Mary Kay's name yet? Mary Kay made the viral post. Mary Kay put it out there. Shilo responded. Why you didn't ask about the question Mary Kay said? Why you didn't put that out there? Why you didn't say, well, Mary Kay said that Deshaun Watson is the leader in the clubhouse to be QB1. But you went straight to Shilo. Mary Kay started this shit. Mary Kay is the reason Shilo had to ask that question. But you ain't put Mary Kay name in there.
And on every decision, we had it happen with the prior coach. How can you make sure that that stuff doesn't bleed into what you guys are doing?
Well, we were talking about on the ride up here. First off, I think it's awesome. I mean, it's why we get paid so much. I mean, we get paid so much because fans care and you talk about it. If it wasn't talked about, I sure as hell wouldn't get paid what I get paid. So that's part of what we do. But if that's going to bother me or it's going to bother Shedeur or Deshaun, they have no chance of being either the head coach here or the quarterback at the Cleveland Browns. I mean, for God's sakes, it's the world we live in. I think someone told me years ago that if the president has a 55% approval rating, he's killing it. Well, I don't know. I'll shoot for 60 approval rating or a quarterback. Like, that's part of what we do. It's part of the scrutiny that comes with it. And fine, that comes with the territory of what we do. And ultimately, what we do on the field is what matters most. And I said it, and there's more to it than just saying, but it really is. You want to stop the narrative? Play well. Want to stop a narrative? Win. It's really that simple. Now, there's more that goes into that because I got scrutinized by just saying, oh, winning. I know there's more to it. I get that. But ultimately, that's what it is. It's any narrative.
But you don't have to talk to anybody about that stuff, making sure that stuff doesn't enter into a psyche or, hey, I kind of don't want family members saying this type of stuff because, we've got our football team to worry about. Do you have to address the team at all about that kind of stuff?
No. And I don't. That's a man making a comment on social media. That's someone reporting something they believe. That's their opinion. Fine. Not my opinion.
Todd said that ain't got nothing to do with me. Todd said that's Shiloh's opinion. That is Mary Kay's opinion. I didn't say that. That ain't got nothing to do with me. So y'all think that he's just supposed to bow down? See, Todd is not Kevin. And this Cleveland media is going to learn the hard way that when you ask these so-called difficult questions, the same way you try to get Shador is now the way that you try to get Todd, and neither one of them will fold. They are going to respond in a way that's going to hurt your feelings. And they are going to make you upset because you're not getting the answers that you thought you were going to get, and then you're going to start writing scathing, hateful articles because y'all are used to things happening one way. Y'all are spoiled with Kevin Stefanski and being able to have access. You don't have access anymore. Tell them, Kay.
No, the access been cut off, man. I'm just glad Todd Monken has come out to address it, man. But the bottom line is, man, her opinions got an uproar. She knew what she was doing. Like I said, all eyes are on Cleveland. She said, can you hear me?
I can't hear who?
I don't know. Somebody said I can't hear you.
I did all that ranting and raving. Ain't no way you can't hear me. And show my mic is not muted.
That's what they was putting in the chat. It says muted or something, man. What's going on?
I don't know, but
Oh, Niecy girl says she can hear. Okay, we can hear you. Yeah, but basically, man, Mary Kay, she's been shut out, man. And that's why she's writing articles. What she's writing, she's trying to get a buzz. You know what I'm saying? She got some engagement. She's trying to make herself popular. And what I say to this is, man, I'm glad Todd Monken came out, but like Snack said earlier, man, Ken Carman and Anthony Lima protected Mary Kay. I don't know what happened, man, but I'm just glad Todd Monken is there. But I just hope Todd Monken don't go down the same rabbit hole as Kevin Stefanski, because all hell will break loose. But it is what it is. And like I said, going forward, guys, before we wrap up, man, y'all got to start paying attention to what Todd Monken is saying, man. Regardless of what the Cleveland media is saying, their agenda. They don't have no love for Shador Sanders. And they really hate Deshaun Watson, right? But they don't have love for Shador. But it's crazy and asinine that they keep on trying to promote Deshaun Watson. That's the crazy thing about it is, where was this energy last year? They kept on trying to promote Dylan Gabriel over Shador Sanders. And that's why people are coming out to see how these Cleveland media and insiders are really feeling about Shador. They could care less about Shador Sanders. Cleveland don't want to win. They taking it because Shador Sanders came out and said after the OTA and said, man, y'all have this negative energy. Y'all got to be positive. You got to kill that negative energy. And that's all.
Joe got to kill it. And but one way to get better is to report positive things, because the team responds to what you report. Don't think these teammates and these players don't be on the internet and see your articles and see the things that you say and do, because they do. Todd Monken told these guys, I hear y'all fight on the air all the time. All y'all do is fight. So don't think they not listening. They hear you. They hear the things that you say, good and bad. And as long as you keep reporting all this negative stuff, you will remain, your access will be minuscule. You will not have the same type of access you had with Kevin Stefanski. It is a bad thing. But anyway, y'all listen up, man. I know we gotta get K-Sap out of here. Cause he got things he gotta do.
Man.
You know. And we wanted to do a longer stream today, but tomorrow I'll be back. I think I'm gonna do another stream tomorrow. I don't know about K.
You should.
Y'all know K-Sap will pop up at any time. 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock, midnight, 1 a.m.
Snacks
K-Sap
coming on later, guys. Snacks coming on after this, man. You know what I'm saying? Snacks will be back. Don't let Snacks fool you, man. I told
Snacks
Snacks
gonna go get in this truck, man.
Yeah,
Snacks
look,
gonna
yeah,
go.
I got some
told
things I
FedEx
got
to
do,
call.
man.
They tripping. I gotta go rock some stuff. I gotta
Yeah.
go be a big boy.
You gotta go.
do
Hey, like you said, man, you got many hats, man. So wear them hats,
do what
man.
I pay other
Even though
people
you
to
don't
do.
wear hats, but wear them hats.
I wear them every now and then. But anyway, we gonna get out of here, man. We want to thank all of y'all for stopping by, showing love, hanging out with us. But while you're here, do not forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to leave your comments in the comment section. We sorry we gotta cut it short. This was supposed to be a 2-3 hour stream, but K got things to do.
And look, Snacks got to hit that truck, man. You know,
I gotta go to work.
It's prom night. It's prom night for my son, man, and I got to, I had a little interruption, guys. I do apologize. That's not good for business, man. But got people.
It's life, man.
Yeah,
It's real life in action. You know what I'm saying? We got lives. We got kids and things.
But like Snack said, if I find some downtime, y'all know I'll jump on real quick.
Yeah. We appreciate y'all for hanging out with us.
Yes.
We gonna
love everybody in the chat, man. Salute, man.
We talking sports, real life all night, yeah. Welcome to Sports Life. Bring the whole tribe. Where the game meets the grind and the truth ride. Sheeta in the talk, coach crime in the frame. Every move got us locked, every play got a name. NFL, NBA, WNBA 2. Angel Reese with the 5, Ajay Wilson 2. Texas in the house, let the whole world hear. Culture in the cut, and the vision clear. Best sports podcast on YouTube, that's the wave. Tap in, lock in, let the real ones say. From the locker room to the block. From the court to the top, we keep it real, no doubt. Say it loud, say it loud. Welcome to Sports Life. With sports in real life meet. Welcome to Sports Life. Yeah, we keep it real, no defeat. Like and subscribe. Tell the whole crew. Welcome to Sports Life. We talking culture in sports too. Sheeta got the boys. Coach Prime got the spark from the first whistle blow to the final dark. We debate every stat, every trade, every win, and we bring it back to the people again. Angel Reese got down, Sacha Wilson got grace. Every headline hit, we stay in the race. Big plays, big names, big talk on deck. If you love the game, then you know what's next. No cap, no doubt, we stay on the scene. Texas flavor in the mix, clean and mean. Bigger than the clip, it's a whole long ride. Sports life in your ears, let it bounce worldwide. Hands up when the combo drop. Here's now when the facts don't stop. One mic, one lane, one vibe. Sports Life, baby, come alive. Welcome to Sports Life. What sports in real life meet. Welcome to Sports Life. Yeah, we keep it real, no different.